So welcome. So I thought I'd do back bends because it opens the energy channels as we are in the move towards spring. It was in bulk yesterday, and so I want you to imagine that your spine is like the trunk of a tree, and the sap's beginning to rise because it won't be long before we start to see the little buds coming for the leaves, and you can see all the snowdrops at the moment. So yes, so we're going to do some back bending to help open us up because we're moving towards a full moon as well, so it's quite a nice time to do back bends. So we'll start lying down. We're going to do quite a bit of warm up first and have some bricks just in case we need those. We'll definitely need a belt. So let's start lying down. So I want you to lie down and bring the knees up, so you're really flattening the lower back. Bring the hands to the knees. Keep them glued together. So we're going to do two different types of circles to start with. So we're just easing out any tightness in the lower back before we move towards the back bending. So just start to circle the knees. Keep them glued together, just giving the sacrum a nice massage. Really connect to the breath. Notice the areas of the back that may feel a little bit tender. They may feel maybe a bit swollen, but there's no tenderness. There's just a little bit of imbalance, so just noticing. And if you need to sigh out, then let that sigh release. Good, let's change directions. Good, now separate the knees and draw circles. So coming away from each other and back in. And change directions. Good, now let's take that through the hamstrings. So bring the hands to the side of the body. Keep the legs where they are. And as you inhale, extend the legs up, draw the toes towards your arms, up and over. Exhale, lower. So we're just warming through the back of the legs. Good, now bring the hands to the right shin and stretch the left leg away and really push the leg away. And I want you to keep the heel of the left leg anchored to the floor. So we're going to work through the back, but we'll also feel any resistance on the top of the left thigh. So exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Lovely, release, stretch the right leg away, push the heel into the floor, and bring the left knee towards you, so really squeezing close. Exhale to lift. Lovely, and release. Both feet on the floor, knees bent. So I want you to really notice how high you can lift into bridge. And then we're going to do a little sequence, and then we're going to lift again and see if we can lift a bit higher. So we'll use the arms overhead. So just take the arms overhead. So we're just going to work with bridge on its own. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, push off the floor, lift up as high as you can, really press down through the feet. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Inhale, keep going. So we're going to do a few. So we're strengthening the glutes and the hamstrings as well. Really be aware of the movement of the spinal column. Imagining the energy of spring coming up from the base towards the top of the head. Lovely, one more. Lovely, now take the feet really wide, away from the hips, make sure it doesn't compromise the knee, arms out to the side. So keeping the shoulders and the sacrum anchored to the floor. And as you exhale, drop the knees over to the left. So dropping the right knee particularly as far to the floor as you can. So we're starting to open the front of the thigh. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left knee down as far as you can. Notice there may be an imbalance. So one side may be much tighter than the other. So focus your attention on that tighter side so you can really start to release the imbalance. Good, and next time the knees are over to the left, stay there. See if you can move the right foot a little bit further up towards the right hip. And then if you've got no hip or knee problems, pick up the left leg and rest it on the side of the right thigh. Notice how the top of the thigh is probably a little bit tight. Let's extend the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. And let that exhalation flow down through the right thigh. You release the leg, bring the legs back to center, and then let the left knee drop down. Bring the left foot up and out a little bit more if you can. And then if you're able to Rest the right ankle across the left thigh. And again, deep breath in. Nice long exhalation. Good, back to center. Bring the heels quite close in towards the bottom. Arms overhead. And as you exhale, push back up into bridge. See if you can push a little bit higher this time. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Good, next exhale, let's do a counter pose. We'll come into coil and hold. Get the chin right into the chest, relax the shoulders. Lovely, and release. So let's work on the legs now. So in order to get into dancer pose, we need to have stretched our legs out well. So bring the belt to the ball of the right foot. And we'll work with the extended exhale. So breathe in for a count of 4. And breathe out for 6 or more as you draw the leg towards you. Let the jawline relax. Good, let the left knee roll out to the side just to help the pelvis stay anchored. Bring the belt just into the right hand and draw the leg out to the right. Relax the jaw, breathing in for 4 and out for 6 or more. One more breath. Lovely, come all the way back up. Belt into the left hand, right arm out to the side. Let's straighten the left leg out. Start with the right knee bent. Let's come across the body. Try and keep the knee as high up towards the left side of the rib cage as you can. Go back into lengthening the exhalation. Just let the outer hip and the upper outer thigh start to release, and when you feel some release, then if you feel it's appropriate for your back and leg, then straighten the leg. Good, one more breath. Come back to center. Now either using the belt to draw the leg down or reaching up with the right hand to the inside. Let the knee bend and draw the knee out towards the ribs and down towards the floor. Nice deep breath in. Lengthen the exhalation, relax the jaw. Good, extend the leg all the way up. Bend the knee. Now I want you to bring the foot to the floor. So we're going to go deeper into the top of the thigh. So we're going to put the right foot out to the side as far as we can. Okay, so you need to be careful with back and knees and hips in this position. So if you're able to, see if you can grab the front of the ankle with the hand. Don't worry if you can't. And we're going to draw the knee towards the floor as far as we can. So if your knee is way off the floor and the foot is further away from you, then just draw it down that way. So work at what feels right for you. So we don't want pressure pushing into the knee or into the back. If you have got the knee quite far down and the foot is being held and you want to go deeper, then pull the toes back. So this is where you realise how tight the thigh is at the front, because we do a lot of sitting, and that's what restricts back bends a lot of the time. So really work at pushing the energy of the exhale, so the pranic flow, through the right thigh. And we're going to take the arms overhead and really stretch the arms, because again, in the full dancer pose, it has this feeling of opening at the front of the body. So take a deep breath in and a nice long exhalation. Visualize the energy coming over and through the right thigh. Each time you exhale, see if you can stretch the arms up a bit further and push the knee a bit further away. So you can feel the stretch to the entire front of the body. Lovely, release the hands. Slowly release the leg. We'll do a counter pose. So bring the right knee in and squeeze it close to the body. Lovely, release the leg to the floor, foot to the floor. So we do the same sequence to the left leg. So we started with the normal Pada Angusta Asana. So bring the belt to the ball of the right foot. Relax the jaw, breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 6 or more. Good, now hold the belt in the left hand. Let the right knee roll out to the side, right arm out to the side, and bring the leg out to the left. Lengthen the exhale. Keep the jaw relaxed. Good, bring the leg back to center. Belt into the right hand with the knee bent, straighten the right leg. Let the knee come across the body. Keep the shoulder blades anchored. Focus around the lower back and the outer left hip first, the gluteal area. Good, bring the leg back to center. Use the belt or your hand and let the knee bend, coming to the outer edge of the ribs and down towards the floor. Nice deep breath in. Lengthen the exhale. Check the jawline's relaxed. Lovely, release the leg. So we're going to hop the leg out to the side as far as we can. Straighten out the right leg. See if you can grab the front of the ankle with your hand. Don't worry if you can't. So if you can't, then place the foot somewhere where you're going to get a strong stretch to the outer thigh, but it's not going to compromise the knee or the hip. And we're going to bring that knee down to the floor. And again, notice there may be quite a difference in the sides. If your hand is on the foot, then pull the toes back. Extend the arms overhead. Nice deep breath in. Lengthen the exhalation. Imagine it pouring through the thigh and out through the knee. Lovely. And release, let's counterbalance that. Bring the knee towards you. Lovely. Place the foot down. So we're going to go back into bridge. We're going to do it slightly differently. So take your belt, pop it on the front of both ankles, and then place the feet down and hold the belt as tightly as you can so there's no slack in the belt. And then draw the head of the arm bones under. So when you do that on both arms, you're already lifting off the floor slightly. You can feel the spinal column arching. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, push. Imagine pushing the knees away from you and lifting the frontal hip bones as high as you can. Breathe. Good, next exhale, let's come all the way down. Good, bring the knees towards you, rock from side to side. Lovely, and then roll all the way over. And let's come round into cat. So we're going to open this section of the body now, and at the same time work the thoracic spine, because dancer has that movement backwards like that. So we're going to use our bricks to give us more lift in the underarm. So left forearm down, right hand to the brick, and make sure that the fingers are on the far side, and we're not allowing the elbow to bend. So that will be different if you've got problems in the shoulder. So if you've got problems in the shoulder, you're not going to be holding like that. You're probably going to be more like that, maybe even like that. So work at what feels right for you. Bottom's lifting up, so you've got a nice thoracic curve in the spine. Take a nice deep breath in. And an exhalation. Think about trying to lower the chest as far as you can towards the floor, so it's a strong stretch through the ribs as well. Good, and release. Switch sides. Brick to the left hand, right forearm to the floor, fingers facing to the left and lower. Lovely, and release. Push the brick away. Hands into the corner of the mat. Make sure the knees are a little bit further away than the hips. We'll use the heart melt just to create a nice strong thoracic. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower. So we're going to hold this one. Each time you exhale, see if you can draw the heart space closer to the floor. One more breath. Lovely, and come all the way back up, bring the hands underneath. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale. Good, we're going to step the right leg through. Slide the left knee back as far as you can. You might need to pad up your knee. If it's a little bit tender, you can also just fold the mat over on one side. Give yourself a little bit of extra squish. And draw the torso up. So start with the hands on the thigh. And feel the stretch here. So after you really stretching out the psoas muscle. So remember, it starts about here. Got a nice contrast tonight. And it comes all the way up through the pelvis, and it attaches into the thoracic vertebrae near the shoulder blades. So it's a really long muscle, gets very tight, especially with emotion. So we're going to stretch that out. So let's just start with a little bit of dynamic work. So as you inhale, just lift off that stretch a bit more. And as you exhale, sink a bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do two more. Good, now we're going to use the arm to extend the psoas muscle a bit more. So bring the left hand into chin mudra and really reach up as if you're trying to put the fingers into the ceiling. Take it into a slight back bend if it feels safe for the back. If it doesn't, then keep the hand more vertical. Lovely, and release. And step back, and we're going to use child's pose as a counter pose. So stack the fists, pop the forehead on the uppermost fist, drop the tailbone into the heels. Lovely, step through on the left leg. Pad up the right knee if you need to, so just bring that mat across a little bit more, or use it if you need a bit more, use a blanket. Hands to the hips to start with. Inhale and exhale, just easing out. Notice the difference to the sides. Okay, we're going to hold. Right hand comes up now. Lovely, and release. Step the leg back. Let's counterbalance that again. So breathe deep into the belly. Good, bring the hands forwards. Inhale, come up into cat. Exhale, we're going to tuck our toes. So we're going to work with the soles of the feet before we get into down dog. And as you exhale, bring the knees off the floor. You maybe walk the hands in a little bit. Stay as low as you can. So I want you to really work through the soles of the feet. Good. Now keeping the tummy as close to the thighs for as long as possible. Lift the sit bones. And then slowly start to heel the feet. Good, we're going to step through on the right leg. I'm going to go for a high lunge, so keep the back heel off the floor. Okay. If you've got problems in the back, then don't go for such a long stance. Come up. So as you come up, you'll feel the thigh again coming into that back bending movement. Hands to the hips. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, go down as low as you can. So it might be that you wiggle that back foot further back, or that you just keep a little bit of shortness to the stance to help the back. Inhale, exhale. You're going to hold, raise the left arm. So we're sort of just mimicking the sense of moving towards a dancer balance. Good, release the hands. We're going to step back into down dog. Heel out the feet. Good, come forwards into plank. Drop the knees and lower. Bring the elbows down so they're directly under the shoulder. We're going to use Sphinx pose to strengthen the back. Ready for that peak pose. Spread the fingers really wide. Press down through the palms of the hands and the forearms and pull the spine forwards. Really lift the heart space up and out. Maybe bend the knees. Lovely, and release. Push back into down dog. Good, step through on the left leg, high lunge, so keep the back heel off the floor. Draw yourself up, make sure you're not on a tight rope, so you don't want to fall over. Hands to the hips. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, go a bit deeper. Good, let's hold, extend the right arm. Good, step back into down dog. Healing out. Good, forwards into plank and lower. We'll start in Sphinx pose. Pull the spine forwards, stay with the basic movement or lift the heels. Just adds a little bit more curve into the movement. And then if you feel that your back's fine, shoulders are fine, knees are fine, reach back. Grab the toes and push the ankles into the hand. Good, releasing. Push back into down dog. Walk the hands towards the feet. Soften the knees, hold the forward fold. So we're allowing that bend to release the back after the back bend. Slowly roll up. Okay, so we're getting to dancer now. So we'll start with a pose called Rishi pose. So have a belt if you need one because the reach back is tricky for you. And the belt will go on the left leg like that. So you don't necessarily need to use one, but you might find that it's helpful bringing the leg up. I'm going to work without one. So we'll start with Rishi balance. And then for some of you, if you've got real instability in the lower back, I'd suggest staying with the basic balance rather than attempting dancer pose. So spread the feet of the right foot nice and wide. Not the feet, the toes of the right foot, really wide. So you're not gripping, so you need as much surface area as you can find on the foot. And then bring the left leg up. Grab the ankle. So if that's difficult, use a belt and hold the belt instead. Extend the right arm. Bring the hand into chin mudra, so the thumb and index finger form a circle. Breathe. Now find a point in front of you that you can just have a soft, open gaze. Now this may be enough. Just stay with this. You're already in a back bend by doing this movement. If you're going deeper, just take a moment to bring your attention to the left shoulder, and I want you to draw it round as if you're trying to squeeze it into the spine. So you're now going deeper into a back bend. And then we're going to push the foot into the hand and start to tilt forwards. And then hopefully gracefully come back, unlike me. Okay, take your feet nice and wide. We're going to counterbalance with a squat. So we need to move the back in the opposite direction now. Inhale. Exhale, so just lengthening out the back. Drop the tailbone down. If you prefer to do Uttanasana like that, then do that instead of a squat. Just easing out the back. Good, slowly come back up again. And then we'll go to the other side. So spread the toes of the left foot nice and wide. Bring your attention into the left side, pick up the right foot. Belt on the ankle if that is tricky to grab for you. Left arm comes up. Pay attention to the right shoulder, draw it back so you're opening the thoracic a bit more. and then push. So remember, don't do that movement if you don't want to go deeper. You just stay in the starting position. Good, reverse. Step wide and either choose to do the bent knee uttanasana or a squat, so your choice. Good, bring yourself all the way down. So we're going to rebalance the sacrum because we've done a lot of strong leg work. So we'll start with the legs wide and pull the toes back. Interlace the fingers. Notice which way you've interlaced. Sometimes I'll use this right at the beginning of class. Keep the hands close into the torso to start with. So we're going to inhale and exhale. Close your eyes. Feel the sit bones as they move against the floor. Good, and then slowly extend the arms out. Good, come all the way in. Regrip the other way. Start off with a small circle close into the body. And then slowly extend the arms out. You don't have to if it doesn't feel comfortable. Good, back to center. Lovely. Bring the soles of the feet together. A little bit of a movement from side to side. Good, now bring the hands through and round and lower. So just closing the energy that we've created, sealing it into the body-mind complex. Lovely, come back up. So we're going to do some spinal breathing to go with the theme of encouraging the sap to rise in us, just as it is in the plants at the moment. So just make sure you warm first, any extra layers that you might need. And then a comfortable upright sitting position. And then I want you to rest the hands in either the traditional meditation mudra, where you're just bringing one hand on top of the other, or you can interlace the fingers and let the thumbs touch. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe in and the eyes are closed, feel the spine lengthening up. And as you exhale, keep the length in the spine, relax the shoulders. And again, inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Once more, as you're trying to pull yourself higher up so the back's nice and strong. Relax the shoulders. Good. Now bring your attention to the tip of the nose. And just be aware of the natural breath. Just observing the sound of the breath. Good. Now, as you breathe in, I want you to just allow your attention to sink to the tailbone and imagine it's like a taproot of a dandelion. You know, when you pull a dandelion out of the soil, if you do it properly, you get a very long taproot. That's just a single long root with a few little bits sticking out. So right at the bottom of your tailbone, become aware of it. And as you inhale, let your awareness travel up with the inhalation through every single vertebrae. Let it come all the way up, almost as if you're going to the top of the head, and the head's opening like a dandelion, so it's really big yellow crown. And then as you exhale, it closes, and the flow goes all the way back down into the root. Inhaling, it's coming all the way up. Try to hold the focus on where your attention is as you breathe up the spine, because what happens is the pranic energy will follow the thought and you'll start to lift the energy from the base of the spine. Feel that sense of the crown opening to the sun, and then as you exhale, it's just a gentle closing as a dandelion closes at night time. And then it opens up again to the sun. And see if you can really feel the flow of energy through the spinal column, just like sap in the trees as it rises to bring energy into the new season of growth. And be aware that this is a new season for us to grow as well. We might have new projects that we want to achieve this year, or maybe just a change in our outlook. Lovely. Now, keeping the eyes closed, roll down. So we'll continue with the spinal awareness in relaxation. So if you need to rest the back more, keep the knees bent and let them rest their weight against each other, or otherwise just use Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and have a sigh out. And then again, bring your attention to the tailbone. And as you inhale, be aware of energy rising upwards towards the top of the head. And as you exhale, coming all the way down. Just simply observing the flow of the breath, which is circular. Just like our life, everything is in a circle. So we're now moving towards spring. We're coming out of winter. The breath flows in and then it flows out. Then it flows in again and it flows out again. And it's just a continual cycle, just like the year. It's just a shorter cycle. Use each exhalation to just clear out, letting go. And each inhale to bring in the new. Next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Sweep them back with a sigh out. Almost as if you're waking up to the new year. Inhale, sweep the arms over. Exhale with a sigh. And again. Let the knees bend. Roll over to one side. Bring the hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweeping up. And down through the midline. And namaste.